Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about electricity. Have you ever flipped a switch and then miraculously a light came on? Most people here in the United States take it for granted. Heck, they don't even think twice about how it works, or nor do they even care where the power came from. That's where I come in. My name's Anthony Bell, and I'd like to take a few minutes and inform you on where electricity comes from, how it comes to our cities, how it gets in the neighborhoods, how it gets to your house. So I'd like to start off by saying electricity is generated at what they call power stations. It's normally done by steam, where steam turns a turbine, which turns the generator. The steam is usually heated water by coal or natural gas, or here in the United States we have, that's most of the time it's by coal or natural gas. Here in the United States we also have hydroelectric stations such as Hoover Dam and Niagara Falls. They have hydroelectric stations. We also have windmill farms, which the turbines generate electricity. We have solar farms where the solar cells gather the energy. And we also have nuclear power plants where they use radioactive materials such as uranium to heat the water, and the water turns to steam and turns to generators. Well, the generator generates electricity, but it's at a low voltage, and electricity travels better at higher voltages. So it comes out of the power plant and it goes into a transformer. This is a step-up transformer. It's fed into the front, and then it comes out through the top, and these three lines will go transmit all across the countryside at a super high voltage. The super high voltage is carried by aluminum wires all across the countryside in what we call transmission towers. Majority of them are steel towers. Some of them are wooden, but the majority of them look like these big A-frames. They transform to the cities all across the area. Once it reaches the city, those three wires come in and they go to another type of transformer. This transformer is called a step-down transformer. Step-down transformers then go to the wooden poles, it's still a high voltage electricity, but not quite as high as the super high voltage. It's only like 14,400 volts to ground or 7,200 volts to ground. And these distribution lines are usually made up of aluminum, sometimes copper, and they're on wooden poles. Most people call them telephone poles, but they're not telephone poles, they're utility poles. Because 9 times out of 10, you look up at the top and they got electric wires hanging on them. Well, these go throughout the whole entire city and down your street and over by your house. And when you see the electric line coming into the top, you'll see one of these little transformers here. This is another transformer. It's a step-down transformer also. It takes, in this case, this is 7,200 volts, and it comes into the top of the transformer, and then out the front, you have a 120 and a 120 and a neutral. So you have what's called 120 240 electricity, and these three wires will go to your house. Once it goes to your house, it goes into an electric meter where the electric company can see how much you've used. That way you can get your bill. You can't forget to pay your electric bill. And then on the other side of the meter, it's distributed throughout your house with usually either aluminum or copper wiring, copper is the best. We've discussed, in this short amount of time, we've discussed where electricity comes from, how it gets shipped across country, how it gets around in your city and to your neighborhood, how it gets from your neighborhood to your house, and your house to the light switch. So the next time you flip on a light switch, reflect back and think how lucky we are, because most people in the world don't have this luxury. They don't have an electrical grid like we have here in the United States. Even the people of China have come over to our country to copy how to get electricity to their people. At this time, I'd like to say thank you to Google Clip Art for access to all the visual aids, and thank you so much for your time.